As again, welcome everyone to the February 11th meeting of the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board. Item 1.1, any additions to the open agenda? Seeing none. 1.2, approval of the agenda. Got a mover and a seconder, moved by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Councillor Dobro. That the agenda for the February 11th, 2026 West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board is hereby approved as circulated. Discussion? All's in favor? Carried. Any declaration of pecuniary interest? Seeing none. 1.4, approval of the minutes, mover or seconder, moved by Mayor McGarvey, seconded by Councillor Fellner. That the minutes of November 24th, 2025 regular meeting and December 17th special meeting of the West Parry Sound Recreation and Cultural Center Board are hereby approved as circulated. Any discussion on those minutes? All question, all those in favor? Carried. Thank you. No delegations or correspondence for tonight. Maybe with the permission of the board, we have Mr. Malute from Ball Construction here, and he was later on in the agenda. With the board's permission, I'm going to move him up to this portion of the agenda. Yeah, okay, thank you. Mr. Malute, can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon or good evening, everybody.
All right, I moved you up on the agenda, so you're up next if you're ready.
Yeah, no problem. I will share my screen here and I'll go through our update on the project. Let's try and hide some of this stuff. Sorry. Okay, I will give you guys an update here on the Tamarack North Center construction. As contents of the meeting here, just a short-term schedule, overall project schedule, budget update, and as well as our contingency status. I'll start with the short-term schedule and ongoing activities. So we have a big push here with our mechanical electrical team working through the overhead rough-ins and equipment installation. So we are focusing right now above the change rooms as well as wrapping up the main corridors. As you can see here on the right-hand side, this is the east-west corridor that we're near completion here with the overhead work. And we've started studding as the canopy above the reception area. And as of now, it's actually already drywalled, but interior ceilings, so that brings me to the next point. Interior ceilings are ongoing. We are currently working away at the universal change room. Framing has been completed and drywall sheets are being installed. And as universal change rooms being completed, we'll be moving into female and male to complete that scope of work. Outside of those rooms, we are progressing well with the ceiling tile grid, and we're just awaiting some final work to be completed before we close in some of the ceilings. Finished painting, our painter has been keeping busy here. We are working throughout the entire building space here, painting the drywall as well as the exposed masonry walls. As you can see also in this picture here, the main corridor, we're one coat away from being completed, which will be done as we reach towards the finish line. Finished flooring, we are looking to start the tile work over the next upcoming weeks here. So we'll be starting with the washrooms and moving into the change rooms once that area is ready. We have also received some of the sports flooring for the fitness track. So we're just also just on standby there to pull the trigger on that flooring. Interior glazing, that's going to be starting as well next week or the following week. So we're going to be seeing some of the finished framing as well as glazing, doors and separating walls being installed. In terms of gym equipment, we have completed the installation of the basketball nets, and we are looking to install the divider curtain over the next couple of weeks as well. We also have completed the scoreboard. I believe, I'm not sure if I have a picture of that, but that's also been completed. In terms of the pool stainless steel walls, since our last meeting, we have received a few more panels, and the guys on site are working on setting those up and tack welding the pieces together and waiting the final pieces to arrive. Miscellaneous metals, we have completed all the overhead work, so that includes the block wall supports as well as the curtain wall, interior curtain wall headers. So that work has been completed, and we are just currently in the middle of fabricating the some of the benches, the support for some of the benches through the change rooms as well as the reception desk. For overall project schedule and activities ongoing, so we have electrical mechanical is going to be continuing with rough-in installation as well as equipment installation. We also have our final light fixtures being installed and will continue to be installed over the next upcoming weeks. And interior walls and ceilings, that's going to be ongoing until we are complete here. So main focus is in, as I mentioned, getting the change rooms completed. Interior glazing, we're expecting a few weeks for that to take place. Hopefully by next meeting, we'll have a good progress on that. And then general building finish ongoing here until we're completed with painting, finished flooring, and some of the miscellaneous items as well. Pool, we are going to be continuing with the stainless steel structure of the walls. We have actually received another shipment here today for the east side of the lap pool. So now we're just waiting for approximately half of the west side. So we've got approximately 80% of the lap pool walls on site. And we do have the entirety of the therapeutic pool structure on site as well. In terms of overall project, unfortunately, since our last meeting here, we have continued to experience further delays due to the manufacturing the stainless steel walls. And we are currently monitoring and updating our schedule here based on the arrival of these panels. So as soon as we have the panels on site, we can more comfortably provide with the date, but we are expecting the project completion to be towards the end of June or early July at the earliest here. But as I mentioned, as we receive the panels and we can focus on the installation, we can hopefully better have an idea there on overall completion. In terms of project budget, so I'll just go over the updates here. We have completed the landscape tendering as well as the audio visual. So that brings us roughly to 99% complete of the total hard costs. And we are just currently working on the building signage, the interior wayfinding, and miscellaneous signs throughout the facility. So that's going to be our kind of our last hard cost tender that we'll need to target. We expect to have that completed in the next couple of weeks as well. In terms of construction contingency, again, I'll just touch base on the updates here. So the last bullet point, to date, we have 653,000 approximately in contract changes, subsequent tenders, and approved or pending changes as well. And we are currently sitting at a contingency of $445,559 left until project completion here. A picture here on the left, on the right-hand side, we're looking at one of the meeting places. This is the bigger one. You can see here it's well advanced here with the ceiling grid fully completed, and essentially the room being ready here for final paint and flooring. And I'll go over some pictures here. Some may be a little bit outdated from last week, but here we're looking at the pool, obviously. So as I mentioned before, we have received this week the east side of the lap pool walls. I'm not sure if you can see my cursor here, but the east side, the road side, we have received the walls this week, and they're currently being installed. And then we are just waiting for a portion here of the west side. And here you can also see two sides of the therapeutic pool have been installed as well, and we are waiting. We have not yet installed the other two, just due to access for the balance of the lap pool walls there. Over here we're looking at the gymnasium, well underway with finishes. As I mentioned, up here in the ceiling, tucked away, we have the basketball nets. And painting is well underway here with multiple coats applied, and currently still being used as our main storage area. So that's what's all that stuff in the middle there. But as stuff gets cleared up, this space will become clear as well. Over here again, this is a bit dated picture here, but this is the universal change room. So we are currently further ahead than this picture showing here. All the block walls are completed at the time of this picture. So you can see here, this is the bank of the change stalls, and then this secondary wall here is where the lockers are going to be, and then to the side here is another barrier-free change room as well as the washroom behind the wall here. Over here, we're looking at the male change room. So we are currently a little bit of a hectic ceiling here picture, but electrical team is working hard to complete all the overhead connections to the fixtures within the ceiling. So that's what you see here. Duct work has been completed already. Just some final touches on that, and walls are also completed here. And we are doing some of the interior bulkheads and furring with the drywall boards. The last two pictures here, so just kind of highlighting here again the overhead work our mechanical electrical teams have completed. So on the left hand side, we're facing the west side of the corridor. Again, lots of work completed over there. And then on the right hand side, we're looking at the north-south corridor with again a lot of the mechanical electrical work well underway. And that brings me here to the end of the presentation. I'll take any questions or comments.
Thank you for that report. So open up to the board. Any questions or comments from members of the board? So I guess there's no questions for you, Mr. Malou. So good luck with, I know your schedule's been put off a little bit because of the pool situation, but those are coming. Do you have an anticipated date for the other 20% of the panels?
Yeah, we are hoping to have all the walls installed or at least tack welded by the end of February here. So we're expecting the final shipment of the lap pool walls either next week or the following week there.
All right. Thank you very much for that report. Can I have a mover and a seconder to accept the report? Moved by Councillor Dobro, seconded by Mayor McGarvey. All those in favor? Carried. Thank you. I'll go back to the regular schedule for the agenda. Item 3.1, steering committee update. Anything that's not going to be coming forward in the meeting later on?
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Item 3.2, the monthly financial reports from Mrs. Phillips, board treasurer.
Thank you. So as of December 2025, the balance sheet shows that the cash balance is at 1,592 and the charity bank account is at 134,000. A receivable of 3.09 million is reflected for claim 9 in ISIP grant funding. Capital work in progress is now at 24.5 million, and as of December 31st, 2.5 million is payable for the line of credit usage. The statement of operations shows 819,000 in donations, 4,000 or roughly 5,000 in other fundraising initiatives, and 341 $500 in sponsorship naming rights revenues that have been received year to date. 8.06 million in grant revenues have been recorded at 73.33% of eligible capital costs for the year, and funds on hand have earned interest of $62,235. Some minor expenses for bank charges, software, website, and other promotional costs are now reflected, and in addition, 19,710 in insurance and approximately 10,000 in interest charges on the line of credit are reflected year to date. 103,000 approximately in legal and other professional services is reflected, which includes audit fees, input tax sale advice, as well as a variety of other agreement related works. And as of December, the total fundraising to date is at 3.54 million of the targeted 5 million. And this includes 2.15 million in future financial commitments for sponsorship and naming rights. And fundraising in the memory of Richard Culverwell is ongoing. It's estimated at approaching 19,360 at this time. And yeah, that's the update. If anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Questions? Mrs. Phillips? All right, I'll put a resolution on the table to accept that report by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Councillor Dobro. That the December 31st, 2025 financial reports be received for information. Discussion. All those in favor? Carried. Item 3.2 is the 2026 draft budget. Phillips, or are we gonna?
Yeah, I'll start it off and then
Okay.
pass it over to Ryan. So the total 2026 operating budget being requested is $407,818. This budget includes 293,000 approximately. The YMCA's recommended operating budget for 2026, net of revenues and other operating costs of 165,000 approximately. These costs include legal, consulting fees, insurance, financial system costs, website, Trellis software, which is for fundraising, internet costs, and the admin secretariat fee of 21,000 to the town of Parry Sound. The operating contribution is equal to the annual contribution of 350,000 for the partnership from agreement from 2021, which has been indexed each year to $407,818. The YMCA's 2026 operating budget net of revenues includes a licensing fee to the MSB of 50,000, which is also included in the revenues, so that's a wash. This is a requirement of the existing operating agreement. So there's a bit of unknown in the operating budget as it's the first year of operations, but a number of assumptions will come forward for revenues and expenses. And also the collection of McKellar's contribution is uncertain at this time, but included in the budget. Okay, No additional funding is being requested for capital at this time, as the MSB is hopeful that the sale of the property at 36 Smith Crescent will cover unfunded capital amounts, which will include the cost of the line of credit during construction. There's still a $5 million target for fundraising. As mentioned earlier, 1.39 million has been received, 2.15 million in future financial commitments have been made, and 1.46 million still to go. So Fiona Cascanet, Ryan Purdy, and Miranda Ketchison from the YMCA are here tonight. So we'll pass it over to Ryan to deliver the 2026 recommended operating budget and go through the revenue and expense assumptions for you.
Thank you.
I'll just,
Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Ryan will get my items out of here.
Ready to roll.
Do you want this? Oh, you're good. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for having us tonight. So Fiona and I are going to present our the proposed year one operating budget for the Tamarack North Center. So the proposed operating budget for the first year will go from August 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026. And the pre-opening budget that has already been approved will take us from today all the way into the opening of August 1st. So we're prepared today to ask a little bit about the breakdown of how we got to the operating sort of deficit of 292,752 for this fiscal year. So we'll start with revenue. So we're proposing this, the first year is a revenue of just under $400,000. The primary source of revenue for this year will be our membership that we provide to the community. That will be the bulk of the financial contribution this year. Our secondary revenue will consist of rentals to the community through the space that is in the Tamarack North Center, as well as day pass fees, other services like private swim lessons and personal training, birthday parties, all those wonderful things that we'll be offering that will offset some of the expenses and contribute towards the revenue. We're projecting in August to have around 1,100 members. By the end of August, there'll be a big focus, as you know, on member acquisition campaign prior to opening to attract members, so that when we are opening our doors, we are starting with a positive number and grow from there. And completing the year around 1,700 members at the completion of this fiscal year of 2026. Some of our expenses. So the bulk of the expenses is going to be the staffing of the facility. The breakdown of the staffing is we're looking at around an 89-hour-a-week operations. So Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. or Sunday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Knowing that there is the potential for additional revenue to be outside of these operating hours on weekends and during the week, but we do have staff in place outside of operating hours to be able to support any user groups within the community who are looking for space outside of sort of that member access hours that we're proposing. Some of the highlights from the staffing that the community can look forward to is we're around 300 weekly swimming lesson spots that we budget in to provide swimming lessons for the community. We're looking at roughly 25 fitness classes a week to start, with the potential to expand those offerings as we grow and get volunteers who can support in that program delivery. And we're proposing multiple week YMCA programming in the evening as well as during the day. It'll be a somewhat of a 50-50 balance early on, where YMCA programming in the evening for members, and then off nights where there's availability to rent the space for community groups who are looking to access the space. Additional large expense here is going to be total repairs and maintenance. In this is perhaps the largest unknown in the expense, which will be the utilities. So the current calculation of the utilities is what we've used for comparable location sizes and square footage that will be operating at the Tamarack North Center, and current sort of utility rates that we're seeing from different facilities, which is sort of giving us that estimate. Other sort of expenses in this category are going to be lawn care, snow removal, as well as early on a small budgeted amount for contract maintenance, any electrical work, repairs, things like that that may not be covered under warranty that will require an expertise to support any of those repairs. But early on, that line is not significant, as we're not anticipating any large expenses in the first 5 months of operations. Some other expenses are going to be our sort of direct services in this line. Pool chemicals and cleaning supplies are usually the bulk of the expenses in here. Chemicals, we're looking at the chlorine, the muriatic acid, the other chemicals to keep the pool safe and able to be used, as well as there's significant costs each month to maintain the facility to keep it clean and provide those services. There's also a small budget here for additional program equipment, although we don't anticipate much this year. But there's always going to be a basketball that deflates and needs to be replaced, and volleyballs and holes in nets, and those things are going to pop up. So insignificant the first 5 months, and we don't foresee any of those expenses, but over time that budget will grow as the wear and tear on the equipment in the facility is seen. And then we have some sort of additional expenses category that we put everything in. We're going to have IT and software expenses for our membership program. We're going to have phones and office supplies that are going to be an ongoing expense. We're going to have a non-sufficient fund fee expense. It's going to be budgeted. It's not going to be a lot, but there will be folks who unfortunately will have insufficient funds each month, and that will be reflected as an expense. And then we've added in here, which Stephanie already spoke to, the licensing expense of the right now 50,000 for the first year, as it's going to be 25,000 for each quarter of operations. So that is reflected as well here as an expense. So the total investment from the MSB for year one of our operating budget is $292,752 for the first 5 months of operations. We should note that although this is the roll up here, that each month of opening, the monthly deficit does significantly reduce from August to December, and that there's no anticipation that this times 2 is going to be $600,000 in the prior for 2027. It does significantly reduce as the months get operational and we get more and more members and users. That cost does significantly go down as the revenue increases. So is there any questions for us, for Fiona and myself?
Thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
Open up to the board for questions or comments.
Excuse me, Mr. Porter, could you stop sharing the screen?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
This would be a good time too, in case the board and to the public, I guess, just to introduce Randa Ketchison, who is the center director. Is that the title? I have that correct? Yeah. And who is an employee of the YMCA as of this point in time. So, welcome. Maybe, Mr. Puri, if you could just touch on the membership fees, because I know they're payable every 2 weeks. Like, you don't have to sign up for a whole year, right? Maybe just so the public has a better understanding of their budgeting. I know we did have a discussion too
Yeah.
about August 1st. Wasn't that, even though it was a little bit later opening than we first anticipated, for a lot of people, they're just gearing up towards the fall time anyway in terms of their kids programs and that sort of thing. So it hasn't been all that critical. That delay, I think, part of our discussion was it doesn't really hurt us that much in terms of where we are at December.
Yeah, so when the way the YMCA membership model works is that there's a variety of membership categories based upon individual use as well as family use, and the option to bundle your different membership packages together. The way our membership is structured is that it's a bi-weekly payment with no contracts. So you're able to sign up for the duration in which you want to be a member of the YMCA for. You're not locked into a contract. There's no payments beyond the date that you are no longer wanting to be a member. We do, part of our membership offering is we allow our members the option to go on hold, right? So if you're not here for a certain period of time, whether it's the summer or the winter or a few months, you're able to put your membership on hold, and we'll reactivate it at your determined when you leave, when the date you would like us to reactivate your membership. So there is no long-term contracts. You're not tied to a membership longer than you desire being a part of the YMCA. Some of the, you want Dale to highlight some of the proposed membership rates a little bit if you want?
I think so. It's
Yeah, okay.
a lot of
So
questions from the public in terms of that. So I think it'd be good to put
Yeah.
that up there.
yeah, so we have a variety of different options, and they sort of bundle together based upon your structure of your household and what kind of membership you're looking for. So we have individual, everything is an individual membership category, and then the bundling opportunities come off of that. So a child membership is $18.50 on a bi-weekly payment. We have youth, which is under the age of 18. And those memberships are $19.50 bi-weekly. We have a young adult category. So this is under 30, over 18. So that sort of window there where you still might be at home and not quite on your own yet. So that membership category is $24.75 a month. And then we have our adult classic membership, which is $62.75 bi-weekly. And then we have a senior category, which is $28 bi-weekly. The option then to do is, so if you want to add on as an additional adult onto a membership, is going to be an additional $26.50 bi-weekly. So from the 32, we drop it down a little bit for that second adult, as well as a senior, is $25 bi-weekly for that second adult. And then we have a package which is roughly around $25 for additional children, right? So if you have 4 children in the house, you're not paying $18.50 each child bi-weekly. It bundles into one payment of $25 for the children that are on there. So there is a heavy discount applied for additional children onto the membership category. The also important note, though, is that at the YMCA, no one has ever refused a membership for their inability to pay. So part of our membership offering is that we do have a YMCA membership assistance program that community members are welcome to apply to. It's a very discreet application process with our membership sales and services team, where the bi-weekly membership fee can be adjusted and geared towards the income of the individual applying. So that option is always on the table. We promote it. We make the community aware that this exists, so that everyone has an opportunity to participate regardless of their financial status.
For that membership fee, maybe just expand on that a little bit in terms of, that doesn't just get you in the door and you get to go
Sure.
for a swim or whatever, that gives you access to the program.
Yeah, so all of our membership fees is all inclusive as part of the membership fee. So there is no additional a la carte fees for general use of the facility. So anyone over the age of 13 years old will have full access to the conditioning room, the weight room. They will have full access to the gym and the open gym times, as well as the pool for any use of the pool, whether it's lane swimming, open swims, any of those amenities that they want to access. One fee takes care of all that. For children and the youth, it also, we open up the category, and sorry, for adults as well, as all of our fitness classes are included as part of that fee. For children and youth, it opens up a little bit more, and swimming lessons are included in cost of your biweekly payment, as well as any YMCA-led programming. One of our big drop-in programs is Y Kids, where we throughout the week have opportunities for those under the age of 12 to come in. Family members can sign them into those spaces, and that also provides an opportunity for the adults on the membership to use the facility as well. So there's options. The way we program the facilities is that a family can come in and the children and youth can be engaged in programming within the facility, and it frees up the adults on the membership as well to go and participate in the programming spaces that they want to as well. So the whole family can be participating at the same time. And we will also include in the membership will be our drop-in pickleball times. That will be an abundance throughout the schedule. That will be included in the cost of the membership. Also, we'll provide access to those drop-in gym programs, which pickleball will be a part of that program offerings.
Can't forget the pickle heads. Remember Barbie?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Now, if someone wants to pay the membership for a year basis, do you have a fee for that as well? Or is it strictly bi-weekly?
No, there's certainly an option to purchase a term membership, so
Yeah.
bulk paying for a duration that is convenient for the individual, no greater than a year.
Yeah.
And they're more than welcome to make that payment. We don't discount that, though. We don't provide a discount for an annual membership, but we certainly will welcome it and be able to process that.
Okay, very good. The other question that I've had too is when will you start taking the memberships? Now, I realize it wouldn't be till what, August 1st or whatever, before they'd actually be able to maybe use the facility. But is there an opportunity to begin buying that membership and having it start August 1st, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I'll hand it over to Fiona for
Okay.
the pre-open question.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So as we look at the marketing strategy and plan, we're sort of in stage one, which is discovery and awareness building. Being able to identify, what do people need to know, what to be able to make that purchase. We'll shift in the spring to education and engagement. Really building excitement about understanding, how do you join? Why would you want to join? And then moving into phase 3 is that action piece, providing people the ability before opening to be able to take action and sign up so that they're ready to go on opening day.
Okay.
So it phases through. It's a bit too early right now. As we build our team within our membership services team and sales team, that team will be in place to be able to process, and you can sign up online once that's available, or you can come into the facility and be able to sign up. So yeah, that'll come later, and we are expecting the March meeting to be able to present the sort of full different stages of that communications plan to the MSB, so that you've got an understanding of at what point are we moving into different phases and stages. And right now, the most important piece is to be able to understand what are the questions from community, so that when we go out externally with our campaigns to build awareness, we're answering the questions people want to know, And we're building that value proposition of that inclusive membership model, as well as other ways to participate in the center. Yeah, no problem.
Questions? Board members? No, Councilor Doble?
Thank you. The only question I have is, there had been discussions at some point in time about contributing townships versus non-contributing townships and why memberships. Is it one set fee for anyone that applies to the Y?
Yeah, so yes, so the way the design right now of the membership for the Tamarack North Center is it'll be one set fee regardless of your the municipality that you reside in. When you come in, you sign up, you will be a member of the facility and pay the sort of fees mentioned based on the membership category that you're looking to be in. So it'll be sort of the way it's set right now. That's sort of the proposed plan.
Thank you.
Mr. Feldman?
Yeah, the question I have is I think you have a program for out-of-town members. And we have a significant population of summer people that are here in the winter. They're here all year round now. So how will that work for them? Like, at what point would they become a member of our facility versus, you know, where they're from type of thing? How does that work?
Yeah, so we have part of the YMCA is that we have reciprocating membership with YMCA's across the country. So if you are a member of one, you're not a member of everyone, but you have access to otherwise across the country. The way that we monitor the reciprocating is that we allow 14 visits per year per individual from a YMCA that is not part of the YMCA of Simcoe, Muskoka. So if you're coming from the Toronto YMCA and you're visiting Parry Sound, after 14 visits, the options are to purchase a day pass to access the facility, or convert your membership into being a member at the Tamarack North Center, and then you are a member here. So we monitor it. Our system allows us to track those visits. We also are in contact with those other centers to ensure that they are still a member in good standing within their local YMCA. And then at that 14 mark, we have that conversation saying, your visiting has come to an end, and it's the options are day pass, and we recognize that when somebody comes, they are using the resources that are within that facility, and as much as we are a welcoming center to those visiting, it is designed to be visiting and not continuous use, and we monitor it, and we'll certainly have those conversations and make that adjustment.
Member
Just I guess to add on to that, if they were a bi-weekly member at another YMCA, then they could just stop making their payment at let's say the Toronto YMCA, and if they're here for 3 months in the summertime, then they could just pick up a membership here and continue that on, could they not?
Yeah, so each YMCA across the country has their own membership rules, membership packages, and the way they cancel memberships. But in theory, yes, someone could say, hey, I'm no longer going to be at my location that I'm at, say, throughout the school year, and I'm here for the summer, and they can discontinue that membership there and then resume a membership up here.
Well, that would be good, because there are a lot of people who do come up here and they'll spend seasonal people that will spend 2-3 months here. Some of them will bring their grandchildren as well, and they may want a different membership from what they had somewhere else compared to what they have here. So there may be a variety of different options that you might get into. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and that situation does happen at one of our other locations. Ravenhurst is another example where they do have a high influx of cottagers that come in from different locations in the summer, and there usually is a switch over in their membership for the duration they're up north.
Good.
Yep.
Any other questions? No. Put the resolution on the table. We're a seconder, moved by Mayor McGarvey, seconded by Councillor Fellner. That the MSB approve the 2026 budget inclusive of the operating budget prepared by the YMCA. And that partner municipalities be invoiced for the respective share of the 2026 municipal contribution required to fund the budget. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Thank you very much for that presentation. Move on to item 3.4, an update regarding receipt of the partner funding of the 2025 pre-opening operating budget. Mrs. Phillips.
Thank you. So with the exception of McKellar, all partner municipalities have made their 2025 pre-operating budget payment to the board. McKellar supported the project through resolution supporting the grant application as well as signing the partnership agreement. And they're a voting member of the board, which was created after the board executed the ISIP program funding agreement, and all partners paid their capital contribution. So now there's a shortfall of $33,985 in 2025 if McKellar doesn't honor their commitment to the project, and those shortfalls will continue each year thereafter if they continue to default on that contribution. So this report's just for information of the board.
Questions or comments? Mayor McGarvey.
Well, I think it's truly a shame that they're not paying. You know, they are signatory to, as you mentioned, to the agreement and the original ISIP program and everything else. And I think it's a shame that this is happening. You know, they have a number of residents that really want to see this facility built and be members of the facility. And, you know, it really is an area project that they should be supporting. I'm going to offer some direction that a letter be written to them by the chair to ask them, I would say give them an opportunity to pay within the next month or two, and if not, then we'll have to look at some alternative direction or whatever, I would think, to try and get the funding going again. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, is the board in favor of that direction? Certainly willing to write the letter, but it just board's supporting it.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
Good.
we need to deal with it now.
Yep.
Any
Yep.
other questions, or I'll put the resolution on the table? Moving to seconder by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Mayor McGarvey. That the report entitled Update regarding the receipt of partner funding of the 2025 pre-opening operating budget be received for information purposes. Any further discussion? And I will just remind, the pre-opening budget was funded out of 2025 contributions. So the operating budget for 2026 will be funding out of the 2026, which is the amount that we're going to be invoicing for. So very quickly, if one of our partners falls behind, it starts stacking up very quickly and the number gets larger. I mean, McKellar is the smallest contributor to it. The amount that they owe us at this point in time is $33,985, plus I guess there's now interest accruing on that amount. So it's just, I echo Mayor McGarvey's comments. I mean, it's disappointing when we have such a great joint project going on in our area that's going to be so well used in our facility, in our area, that we have to have this hiccup along the way. But anyway, I'm certainly glad to write that letter and share the response. All's in favor? Carried. Item 3.5. Thank you, Mrs. Phillips. Award of the RFP 2025 electric donor announcement wall. Mr. Inwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Late in 2025, the RFP 2025-003 for electronic donor wall and announcement wall was released. That RFP closed January 22nd, I believe it was, with two bidders, two compliant bidders making submission. The report outlines both produced a very nice package with different options on how to proceed with an electronic donor wall. An evaluation committee was established, and the committee sat down and went through the proposals and evaluated and scored, and unanimously agree that You Are Here Inc. With a total value of $38,815.04, excluding HST, be the recommended proponent. You Are Here is recommending a donor wall that includes a sizable commercial grade electronic donor wall, 136 inch, and that is supported by all the appropriate hardware, software, installation costs, cabling, etc., that is required to activate this. And then, of course, there is an annual licensing and support service fee of, I think it's $90 a month that comes along with the program. So at this point, Mr. Chairman, we're recommending that You Are Here Incorporated be awarded this RFP.
Put the resolution on the table. Mover and seconder, moved by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Councillor Dobro. That the board award RFP 2025-003 to You Are Here Inc. for a total contract amount of $38,815.04, excluding HST, an electronic donor and announcement wall. Discussion. Councillor Dobro.
Thank you, Chair. The only question I have in this is to Mr. Inwood. With this $90 a month maintenance fee, does that include a certain responsiveness if we have an issue with it? And is there a guarantee that comes with the product as far as when do we have to start paying for parts, sort of thing? Thank you. Oh.
So it is a contract management system and licensing service. You're testing my knowledge to recall what I read for response times, and I can't tell you that I can quote, but it was definitely very short-term turnaround. I'm looking to Mr. Hunt if he recalls, because he was part of the evaluation committee. 7 days seems to be familiar to me as well. The product comes with 3-year warranty, so there'd be no warranty claims inside those 3 years. There'd be no costs associated with warranty work inside the first 3 years. There was an option to extend warranty for a fee, but it wasn't something that we felt was required at this particular stage. That can be explored at year 1, year 2, year 3 during that period. If we're experiencing issues, we would probably recommend at that stage. However, it is a fairly quick turnaround time, and it is direct support service. The product itself is designed for staff to manage, but they're a phone call away, they're an email away to be able to support us and support the MSB with updating information, using the various features included in the package.
Questions? Location of it in the center?
It's currently slated to be in the main corridor, just in between the natatorium and the main reception area. There's a sizable piece of real estate on the wall there that has received the structural supports and the conduit for this amenity to be added.
So a highly visible area then. For
Everyone walking in that facility is going to have to pass by.
Any further comments? I'll call the question. All those in favor? Carried. 3.6 we already did. 3.7, it's the fundraising sponsor update from fundraising committee chair Mayor McDermott. She's not here tonight. Do you want me to read that report out? Try. New confirmed date for the sneak peek hard hat party is Saturday, May the 23rd, 2026. It will include guided tours, live auction, food stations by Rosso Pizzeria, and up to 200 donor prizes. Please mark your calendars for this date. The tickets will be $200 per person. Hatherley Holdings have purchased the naming rights for the walking track for $125,000. and are considering kicking off our endowment campaign. The current fundraising total sits at 3.5 million and growing. The major donor fundraising is Mayor McDermott's focus right now, as well as securing major sponsorships for the sneak peek party. She's hopeful that the first 5 nations of the 400 highway corridor will come in as a group. And on a sad note, our fundraising co-chair, Richard Carwell, passed away December the 29th. Following his death, his family requested that we not focus on naming the pool or lanes in his memory, but simply make the Tamarack North Center the focus of any memorial donations in his name. And totals for that memorial continue to grow. Libby Walker and Mayor McDermott continue to meet bi-weekly with the YMCA and Sage Communications to help ensure that all messaging continues to support the ongoing fundraising for the upcoming gala. And as Fiona and Ryan mentioned earlier, that marketing campaign should be at our next meeting for everyone to take a look and see what the plan for that. But there are a lot of meetings going on, and there is a survey out there right now too. So if everyone can take the time to fill out that survey so we can get some more information in. I think it's on the Let's Make a Splash website and some of the municipal websites. We're putting it on as well. So it should be available. Pardon me? Okay. Oh. By tomorrow morning. So I'll put that resolution on the table. Well, I guess did I? Have a mover and seconder for that one?
Sure.
I did, or I don't?
Oh, no,
Oh, wait,
we don't have it yet.
mover and seconder. Moved by Councillor Fellner, seconded by Councillor Dobro, that the board receive the February 11, 2026 fundraising sponsorship report for information purposes. If there's any questions on that report, I'll try to answer them. But all in favor? It's carried. Motion to adjourn, moved by Councillor Fellner, second by Mayor McGarvey, that we do not have hereby adjourn. All those in favor? It's carried. Thank you, everyone. Our outer towners, have a safe trip home. Hopefully the roads are